All right, let's look at a phase change diagram. This one, we're going to do water because water exists in all three states: solids, liquids, and gases. Okay, so a solid is where our particles are close together. The liquid phase, where they're a little further apart, and then the gas phase, where they're really far apart. All right, and then as we're heating this up or warming up our solid, which is our ice, right? We get to this point right here. At this point, what happens? Because we're adding heat energy and it's a solid, what happens right here? This is when it melts, okay? This is your melting point. And if I come across here and look, where's my melting point at? It's at 0 degrees Celsius. Okay? Then, as we keep warming it up, it is in the liquid phase. Okay? On C right here is our liquid phase. But we keep adding heat energy and it's warming up and we get to here. So what's happening? It gets hot enough that it's going to boil. All right? And then we say it vaporizes. Or you might hear the term evaporation. It just depends on the speed. Vaporization happens slow, boiling happens fast. Okay, if we come across here, we see that happens at what temperature? 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, you want to, when you're doing the one on the next page on your own, you can kind of get a ruler and go across right there and we'll make a little dotted line. That boiling occurs at 100 and melting occurs at 0. And this is only for water. This isn't all liquids. Okay, if we keep warming this up, then our liquid becomes a gas, and at E, it's in a gas phase. What happens, though, if we take energy away and we start cooling this down? So if we're cooling down a gas, eventually we'll get to the temperature where it's going to condense, it'd help if I spelled condense right, back into a liquid, okay? So if you look at this, notice boiling and condensing happen at the same temperature, all right? And again, at 100 degrees. And this is only for water. Then if we keep cooling this down, it becomes a liquid again. Then we get down here, and what happens if you have a liquid and you keep cooling it down? It freezes and becomes a solid. So right here, we're cooling down again at A. Okay, so freezing happens at 0 degrees Celsius also. So freezing and melting happen at the same temperature. Condensing and boiling happens at the same temperature. It just depends, are you warming up the water or are you cooling down the water? What the phase change is. All right, so what you're going to do now is on this freezing and boiling point graph is you're going to do the same thing I just did, but for this substance, which is not water, okay? If you have any questions about that, let me know.